Hey everybody, and welcome to another People's Choice Poll episode of Is It Kino? And the winner this time was my pick with 51% of the vote, Tim and
Fucking
Eric's
horseshit.
billion-dollar movie. I am the winner this week, Simian Jimmy, joined as always by my gaggle of losers, starting with the man who did not lose because he was not on the poll, Weekend Warrior.
Feels good. The only way to win is to not play, so it's
Just
good
don't
to be
show
back.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it true you didn't show up last time because we made fun of you for being 38 and it hurt your feelings?
My fifis got in a tangle, and I'm like, I'm never coming back to this fucking podcast.
Was it because you had to babysit your grandson?
No. I got a text from, what the fuck is it? Florian, and he said, "Oh, I didn't hear you on the last episode. Where are you?"
You guys are starting an axis of evil of like Thailand and Austria.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of the axis of evil, we're also joined by Eggy Eggman Rodriguez.
That's right. In this film, it felt like $1 billion experience. I saw some things happening in a bathtub that I think only billionaires seen on Epstein's Island before now. So I was really getting the main message of the picture.
And a man who wanted us to watch Cade the Tortured Crossing. It's E. Rich McCoy.
I can't fucking win. I can't fucking do anything to get these fuckers to vote for anything but the fucking most popular thing on the list. So
If it makes you feel better, you almost had the same score as King Creole, an Elvis movie.
yeah, it's not.
Oh, it
The
makes you
most
feel worse.
critically acclaimed
Not helping.
Elvis movie, I believe, based on Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten scores, and stuff like that, yeah.
Am I proud that my audience, over 50% of them, would rather hear us talk about this movie than the best Elvis movie of all time?
Hey,
Sure.
it shows they go for real cinema and not just somebody who's a flash in the pan with his rock
Yeah.
and roll music, which obviously that's come and gone. Now we listen to beat boop beats, so...
The Simian Jimmy fans are shrimp enthusiasts, definitely. So
What did you guys think of Tim and Eric's billion-dollar movie? Rated
I
R.
fucking loved it. I fucking loved this movie.
It is very, very funny and very good. I think I liked it more this time than any other time that I've watched it.
Okay, at first it went the meta route, and then I first laughed hysterically when they were in the pool with Jimmy Joe, and Jimmy Joe tried to kill himself, and they saved him, and they were doing such bizarre shit to save his life, and it was so bizarre. Like they pulled him out of the pool, and he puts his head in Jim Joe's crotch, and it's like vaguely it's super gay, and it's like what is happening?
And then at one point they
the
like push him back into the water, and then they all start
It's
panicking.
like the absurdity of it is like so fucking funny. I started laughing, and it just went up. I enjoyed it more than I thought it would. And just to share, I didn't know it was them, but they were the free real estate guys. That meme, I didn't know it was. Oh, it's from that.
Oh, it's from this
from
movie,
these guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think Free Real Estate might be
It's from
from
the
Tim and
show.
Eric's show, yeah.
from the show. Yeah, it's
from
more
the
like
show,
it's
yeah.
from these guys, and I found that out through the movie, so it was fun.
What about you, E. Rich? Are you about to shit on our parade with some delicious shrimp?
No, and actually, like when I first watched this, I was a little bit let down. I think maybe because of the feature length part of it. When you have to like create a story to hang the Tim and Eric kind of jokes on, I wasn't so fond of that. I kind of wish it was more like Channel 5 focused, based on what the Tim and Eric show is. But yeah, overall, I really like the movie, and I think it's hilarious. And a lot of the jokes here played better for me this time. Second time watching it.
And Eggy, let's round it up with you before I give them a brief synopsis of this very riveting plot.
Well, I have to say, I think it's been many years since I've gone back and rewatched the actual Tim and Eric's awesome show. And even more, probably about maybe
Great
2
job.
years more that I've seen Tom Goes to the Mayor. But so I might not be fully immersed in the, but I think even so, if you have an idea of what Tim and Eric's comedy is, I think you're gonna know how to sort of calibrate yourself for this picture. And I feel like they really just nailed it as far as I'm concerned. I think that there wasn't any part of it that seemed outside of what I was expecting. It might have got a little freaky at a couple points, but you know, at the end of the day, that's pretty much what you sign up for watching this movie. I think they delivered, and I got a lot of laughs.
Hats off to you.
I think Wes Anderson might have been particularly inspired by this movie because it's really a Russian nesting doll of stories here. It opens up with one movie, but then we find out, no, that's just a movie within the world of the film. And then at the end, we find out the entire movie we just watched was also just a movie that they made to show to Steven Spielberg, who then tells them it's the greatest movie he's ever seen.
He's ever seen, yeah.
And I think that was the real Steven Spielberg, I'm pretty sure, because they got the real Johnny Depp. So, I'm convinced this has to be the best movie ever made.
Spielberg should have been wearing that diamond jacket as well.
Can I just say, like, I remember, like, hey, didn't they buy $1 billion worth of diamonds? So they could have just sold it, and then they actually reference it by the end of the movie. And I think Tim or Eric, one of the guys, just looks in the camera like, isn't that a weird plot point?
Wait, the whole movie is they wasted $1 billion making a movie project, and then the people who loaned them the money want to kill them, and they're going to try to make the money back by reviving a dead mall in 2012 that Will Ferrell advises them on. And they meet this lovely boy played by John C. Reilly named Taquito, and he's very sickly. And then, as Weekend said, they realize, hey, why don't we just sell all the diamonds that we wasted the money on to get the money back? And ultimately, this doesn't even matter because then 2 minutes later, Tim and Eric are sentenced to death for all the crimes they commit in the film.
Mm-hmm. You know that movie and that Red Letter Media review where the guy just whips out a pistol by the end of the movie and he shoots a rocket towards the guy, and it's like a quick text cut.
Yeah, there's like a freeze frame, and then text pops up to say he's arrested.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, but thankfully that was just the ending to the fictional movie that Steven Spielberg enjoyed. So Tim and Eric do live to have a happy ending.
Yeah, because Steven Spielberg says this is the greatest movie of all time, and I kind of agree with that assessment.
Well, let's break it down though. If Bonjour Diamond Jim, starring Johnny Depp, a movie about a guy who I think walks through the streets of France with a diamond encrusted jacket that is worth $1 billion, and he just says bonjour to everybody, would you guys see that movie if it had $1 billion budget?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, there we go. So Tim and Eric are proven correct once again.
If there's one thing Americans like more than substance, it's the spectacle. So, I mean, this is 2012 we're talking about. I don't know if it's really decayed that much out here. I mean, I'm sure it has to some metric, but I feel like if we're going to keep it real, I think that just the draw of the $1 billion budget would have at least drawn some eyes, but...
Hey, counterpoint. Snow White has a $300 million budget, and nobody gives a fuck to go see that.
Fair.
Well, I just heard this unbiased review from a guy sitting on a couch the other day that he said it was actually pretty good. So,
was he in the movie theater watching the movie?
I didn't get to see the video too long. It was kind of out of the corner of my eye. It was mostly I was just hearing a trusted voice. So,
okay. You guys want to hear the pitch for the sequel that never was, Tim and Eric's $1 trillion movie?
Oh, wow. Yeah, sure.
Oh, wow.
They said the idea would be the duo is kidnapped by an African dictator and forced to make a Saturday Night Live style show.
Oh my god. Okay, that sounds funny.
And they were talking about that in 2021, so maybe it's not too late.
Damn, so pretty recently, yeah.
Also, they just do the show. They just do their show. If it's like a Saturday Night Live thing, they just do. It's like a meta thing.
Yeah, and that might actually fit what Everidge was hoping for better.
Yeah.
But I see here that the box office. This is a shocking opening weekend. It ranked number 42 in its opening weekend. I didn't know 42 movies were simultaneously released in theaters. That's a score so low it doesn't seem possible. It only made $87,000.
Ooh, but Steven Spielberg liked it.
Yeah.
What? No way.
Everidge, are there 42 movies playing nationally?
Don't think so. More like 20.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably.
I guess 2012 was the golden age of cinema. You could go see 42 different movies in the same opening weekend.
Were there like national reruns of movies? Could you imagine like it got beat by reruns of old movies?
It's doing worse than the Shrek re-release.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you know what? I have to say this much. There's an obvious reason why this failed. It hit box office March 2nd of 2012. Now, if you Google that date, on March 2nd, 2012, a large and deadly tornado outbreak hit the Ohio Valley with 41 fatalities, the second
God.
deadliest since 1950 for the
Damn.
time period, and the actually I think just the time period as far as the whole U.S. was concerned. So only the 1966 Candlestick Park tornado was deadlier. So obviously we can see this was completely the reason why there was such a poor turnout, even with 42 different films in cinema that weekend. I think it was just a very unfortunate situation.
Most of their fans live in Ohio is the thing, and most of them did die in that tornado. They were planning on seeing the film 100 times each.
Yeah.
Even that probably only would have got it up to 38th place. So if the movie was a huge failure and the critics hated it, and I even got an interesting review from Roger Ebert here, and I don't know when this is coming out compared to this other review me and Eggy did, but I need to talk about how I might be falling out of love with Roger Ebert. Me and Eggy yesterday did a couch review of a 1981 John Belushi movie called Neighbors. And it was one of the worst, most poorly executed attempts at comedy I've ever seen in my entire life. Complete dog shit. Hated every second of that movie. Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars and praised it for various bullshit that I don't think he would agree with 20 years later, but it is what it is. He also reviewed this movie, and he said, "Oh, everybody loves my book called This Movie Sucks, where I put all of my most critical, hateful reviews. And let me just say, this movie is so bad, it wouldn't even deserve a review in that book. I'm not even gonna keep talking about it. This isn't even a movie." So, he's got it completely twisted. The actual hilarious experimental comedy film, he doesn't even consider a movie, and something that sucks and was forgotten completely. Like the final movie John Belushi was ever in, and I bet none of you have ever heard of it. None of you have. He loved that one. So fuck him. I'm glad he died of whatever, being fat or whatever killed him.
I think it was some kind of throat cancer.
Yeah, well, probably from sucking too much dick. That's how you get throat cancer, right? Or is that from eating pussy? Maybe he's a Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what
He
was
love his black wife.
Michael Douglas? Michael Douglas is the one who ate too much Italian, or was it from Spain? I don't know. But obviously, it's too spicy. It is what it is.
Is that how
It'll be
Val
weird.
Kilmer just died from eating pussy?
Probably more men than we know. So listen, folks, which I mean, fellas, you know what? It's unnatural.
Don't pleasure those
I'm just saying
women,
what
folks.
the Bible said. The Bible said it's unnatural. Therefore, that means just do what the Bible says. Amen.
Anyway, back to my point, though. If us four loved this movie, but everybody else hated it, who's wrong? Are we watching the movie wrong?
Everybody
No.
else. I mean,
Everybody
I
else.
think that to some extent you just need to like their comedy. If you don't like their comedy, you're not really gonna go with it.
And to some extent, both this and the Neighbors movie have people who are not acting like humans. They're just doing bizarre, insane shit, and it's supposed to be funny. But this movie has the self-awareness to know that it's a comedy movie, whereas Neighbors, which again I keep referring to even though nobody's ever going to see it, I don't think it had any self-awareness. I think they were high on coke beyond belief. So again, Roger Ebert, get fucked. Why else do we like this movie? Should we talk about Taquito?
Taquito's so weird. Like, why does
He's sickly and he doesn't die.
he's sickly? He doesn't die and he keeps coughing. Like, one of the funny scenes in the movie was when Will Ferrell shows up again. Okay, do I set it up? Like,
Sure.
the mall has a problem with squatters, failing sales, and a wolf, a particular fucking wolf. And the heroes with their Dobis doing business incorporated or doing business corp, I forget which. They managed to fix them all up, but they forgot they have a wolf problem. So what Taquito does is he bravely tapes pizza around his body so that the wolf goes to him. But where the wolf is, it's like in a third floor or something. So when the wolf actually falls for the bait and jumps on Taquito, they fall 3 floors, and Taquito looks like he broke his fucking neck. He can't move. People think he's dead. Then he suddenly goes, I'm okay. And then Will Ferrell shows up, and he says, Taquito, my boy, I'll free you. And then he gets his revolver, and he shoots him. So everyone fake cries, and then suddenly Taquito goes, I think I can't move. And it goes on. And it's... the way they execute it is so funny. Like it's so awkward. I think the awkwardness of the whole thing really elevates the comedy. Like if they played it like over dramatic, I don't think it would work. But they played it like kind of maybe we should
And I think why it works, especially for me, is that it's not just wacky, lol, so random. It is speaking to something about the state of martyrdom and heroic sacrifice, and how he's making this heroic sacrifice of his life to save all of them. But when he's taking too long to die, the people get over it very quickly. Like, okay, he's still going. I'll shoot him again. So, and that happens in real life. I mean, how many people do we hold up as heroes for this great thing they did, and then they're forgotten about, and their lives go to complete shit? You know, even like our veterans. Every single day this shit's happening. So I think there is a dark truth behind the comedy that makes everything in this movie work. I think everything in the movie is thought out in that way, where these billionaires can get away with doing literally anything. They're just torturing these old women, Tim and Eric's parents, to find out where they are, even though the parents don't know.
That is so funny. I don't know why I laugh. I think I like the scene because the old lady, the way she says, I don't know where they are, it's the same fucking tone every fucking time. Like the escalation of the torture. It's just the same fucking way she says it. Like she also gets injuries. Like she has a black eye by the end of the thing, but she still goes, I don't know where they are. If I knew where they were, I would tell you. It's the same thing. And the old lady beside her is like mutilated. She gets her finger cut, and the old guy that does it so like maniacally over the top evil. And the way she reacts is still, it's like she doesn't give a fuck. But
well, that's the beauty of getting like bad actors or like, people who are not professional actors.
Yeah,
because, like you can throw them into things like this, and their bad acting elevates the project.
Actually, yeah.
But then back to what Eggy was saying earlier, more real world shit. There's a cult of Shrim, and they're like, "Oh, we will cure you." And you go in, and it's just a bunch of children, like 8-year-old boys, and they pull down their pants and they diarrhea all over you. And I mean, if that's not Tim saying, hey, I live in Hollywood and there's some real fucking sicko freaks here doing this kind of shit, I don't think that was just out of left field.
Can I just say also,
you don't believe in the healing power of shrimp?
What is he making his sons eat to make them shit that much that it fills a whole bathtub?
Only the softest meats.
And it's like for 8 days or something, right? Like he made them ripe with the sweetest meats or something.
A couple of things have stuck with me from this movie.
Okay.
One of the things is Ray Wise shrieking about the power of shrimp and feeding his boys only the softest meats. One of the things is Dobin or Dobus, just the name Dobus.
The Dobus ad is
and then
funny.
Dobus.
And they're screaming to the crowd, and the crowd's not reacting.
Yeah, not at all.
Funny.
Yeah, that's great. And then just them running with like their hands like akimbo and just like held flat while like 2 horses plays. It's pretty
funny. Horses. I don't know if the extras in those running scenes knew they were in the movie. Like some guy on a bike on the sidewalk has to like awkwardly go around them as they're doing their stupid run.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny.
Can I also just to add to
Yeah,
the
go
shrimp
ahead.
scene? I think it's the funniest scene in the movie because while the kids are shitting on Eric, Tim is NPRing Eric
Tim-
with the girl he
Tim is
likes.
being.
Tim is the one
Tim
getting
is with
shit
the
on.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim
Oh
is
no!
the
Wait,
one.
that's
Tim's like getting
Eric
pegged
is
up
one
the
being
ass
shit
and
on.
shit.
Yeah, and it's like at first I was like, oh, this is actually fucking disgusting. But the way I think it's the escalation because it's like
Mhm.
like what Irish said, where shit is just being put on Eric, and meanwhile Tim is just getting shit shoved his ass. It's like it worked. I don't I just laughed at how absurd it was.
Well, and the love interest character is like a 55-year-old woman, but they never address
Yeah.
it. Like they write it as if it's just Eric fell in love with a beautiful 20-year-old, and I really like that.
Yeah.
I like that. There's never a joke about her age. It's just that's who she is.
Can we just?
I'm
Yeah.
actually under the impression that there was at least one acknowledgement of her age because
was
I think
there?
it was before. I think it was before they even meet her because he like takes the picture of her on his iPod or something that got on TV.
And he's
I think,
jerking
like,
off to it next to Tim in
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, it's so
I
funny.
think,
A long scene of him jerking off.
which I think makes it funnier that Tim ends up intimate with her because I'm pretty sure he says something about like, oh, that's like an old lady. I think I seem to recall something along those lines being mentioned, but yeah, it's a real analogy for when you're a beta or when you're Chad. When you're a beta, you just get shit on until you're drowning in shit. That's what life is. You're just drowning in shit 24/7. Meanwhile, Chad's over there taking an arm length up the keister from your beautiful geriatric love interest that you were pleasuring yourself to directly next to him and covering yourself in your own juices in the same bed. I mean, we've all been there before, but either way.
Are there any other relatable moments from the film, Eggy?
Well, there's a whole thing where there's this store. It's a used toilet paper warehouse, and it's like this generational
God.
family business.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
And the owner of it, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to bring my son into the fold." Well, like Tim gets an eye full of this. I think
This
his name was
beautiful boy,
Reggie. I forget what the kid's
Yeah.
name was. And he's like, "Oh, this is my son now." Like. Basically, like there's this whole kind of performance about it, but yeah, like Tim basically ends up just like stealing this man's child to like become his own son instead.
Was it Jeffrey?
Yeah,
Is
probably.
this some kid. Just the kid.
Yeah, Tim. He steals a man's son and has his own son, and
Yeah.
and then the former dad has to be the new janitor of the mall and
The
watch
uncle.
on.
Uh-huh.
And it's just
I
so
love how
awkward.
he instantly switches.
It's so awkward. Like it's so awkward. Like the son is stolen in front of him, and he smiles like kind of smile. Like I guess I gotta do it so I can have a job in this fucking mall. It's just. It's so. I don't know why I'm laughing a lot at the movie. It's just so funny.
Do we have any things we did not like about the movie? Maybe we're being too positive. Maybe Roger Ebert had a point in that this is not true cinema.
Well, Roger Ebert can suck my balls in hell
And
so,
eat some pussy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just the film has sort of that. It's kind of got that critic bait in the bad way streak, where something that comes to mind would be like a Adam Sandler picture. There's some Adam Sandler pictures that are maybe a bit crass or do not appeal to the traditional critic mindset, but are still hilarious, that end up getting terrible reviews because like, oh, this is so juvenile, and oh, I can't believe this is not intelligently crafted cinema. And then they go on to, love whatever slop that is critically appealing for the year, the Oscar bait. Meanwhile, something with real guffaw generating, a real gut buster, such as Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, falls by the wayside because it's not something that they can put a nice little dainty bow on and categorize it this way or that way. So that would be my personal thoughts as to why they had a critical disdain for the film. They say, oh, well, the idea, this absurd humor, it doesn't stretch to cover a whole plot. I never felt like that throughout the film. I thought that it had a consistent, as far as what this film could have for a sustained narrative. I feel like that was always holding strong throughout the film, in my personal opinion.
I also see on the wiki here that they originally wanted it to be a town, not a mall, but an entire failing town, but that the budget couldn't handle that. Isn't it better that they did the mall? Like, didn't it all work out for the best? Isn't there something cozy about a movie setting being the mall?
Yeah, the mall makes more sense as a single location they can be in for this movie and go around like on their little golf cart thing. And, like, they go into this like maze in the middle of the mall or whatever, and they can't turn around the first corner.
Yeah, we do waste a little bit of time on their giant, super extra long golf cart going through narrow corridors. And of course, every mall has to have the sword store. I thought that was very accurate.
Oh my god, Will Forte as the sword store.
And like for
owner,
weeks, he's emailing the billionaires about where Tim and Eric are, and they're ignoring the emails to keep torturing these old women.
Yeah.
He's just so mean to everyone as well. Like, he's like selling these swords to everyone, and apparently they started paying him to not sell swords to everyone.
And that is paid off, because they say, hey, these swords are too dangerous to have on the streets. The city will pay you to not sell them to anybody. And then at the end, the swords are so powerful that they can kill the 8 billionaires with their machine guns just by throwing the swords at them. So it all made sense and paid off. And then Tim and Eric were sentenced to death. I think when it comes to reviewing a comedy movie, there's only so much you could say other than just repeating the jokes back. So maybe we make this a bit of a shorter one, if we have any final thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, my rating for a comedy movie is always like, did it make me laugh enough to kind of like warrant its runtime? And I think this absolutely did. It's like, what, 90 minutes?
It's how long a movie should be.
Tons of jokes, tons of funny things that I keep thinking about. So yeah, you know, I trusted in the healing power of shroom, and it saved my life.
Taquito might be one of my favorite, most tragic characters of all time. He's so insanely stupid, but then when he introduces that he invented his own machine called the Tacuter,
the Tacuter,
it's actually capable of function and operations. I mean, I fucking died laughing at the Tacuter and that they use it so much for their business. So go see it just for Taquito. Roger Ebert said it's the most disturbing character he's seen in a long while, and he sees a lot of movies.
Really?
I want to.
He said that?
He did say that. Yeah, I posted the quote in our Is It Kino group chat. If you scroll up a little
my
bit.
old man eyes didn't see it. So.
It's way up there. We've been talking shit all morning.
Oh my god.
I want to shout out John C. Reilly. I think he's one of the best actors in the business. I saw him live at one of the Tim and Eric live shows. He was playing Dr. Steve Brule, and I think one of the incredible things about John C. Reilly is he imparts so much just emotion and just reality for the characters. I could not kind of find his live version of Dr. Steve Brule very funny, because he seemed like a genuinely mentally deficient person.
Oh no.
It just started to become sad to me. But he's so good at it that I was just baffled that he was pulling this shit off. So yeah.
No,
really
he pulls Academy Awards level emotions out of Taquito. Like, this motherfucker is so snivelly, and he's always got his nose running with snot. He's every single word he says is packed with emotion. It's almost unbelievable. I could see why Roger Ebert would be so disturbed by this, because if anything, Taquito's the only thing that is played straight. Like John C. Reilly's acting like he's in a drama.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he cuffs every time is like he's almost near death or something.
Yes.
The way
he's also dressed in child's clothing that doesn't fit him anymore. It's great.
Like his admiration to the bit. Like, are there any behind the scenes footage where he laughs because it's just so fucking stupid what he's wearing? And because it's just so.
I wonder if he ever breaks. He might be a super professional.
Because it's so amazing.
Eggy, any final thoughts?
Well, I was just going to say, too, once again, about the location versus what they had desired and what it came to be. I think, frankly, it aged much better that they had this abandoned mall, because This was filmed, I believe, towards the end of 2011. And malls weren't quite in free fall as they are today. Nowadays, malls are abandoned all over the place. So I think that just the concept aged better that way than maybe it would have otherwise. And I want to give another nod to John C. Reilly. You know, back when I was working on the Pepe the Frog movie several years ago, in fact, it was probably just about exactly 7 years ago to like the date, I got put on by the director about John C. Reilly making a secret performance to perform like swing music. And so it was like this bar with like 12 people in it, and he just like came out from behind the curtain. I got to shake his hand, and then every woman in the entire building was like swarming him. So, but it's a good memory though.
And I don't even know if I would say he's like necessarily the most handsome man. So the fact that he's got all these ladies on him, it just goes to show.
It does not matter. He's got that
matter.
charisma, that swag. Like that's all it takes.
One of the greatest
I
living
believe
actors.
That's right.
I believe the kids call it Riz now, isn't it? He's got that Riz.
Yeah, I did see a really fat kid calling himself the Rizzler. Is that related?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Did he invent it?
I don't know. But when I figured out whoever made it, like, why do they call it Riz? Charisma. Oh
yeah,
my
charisma.
God,
They're just too lazy to say the full word.
Yeah, but it's like, it's kind of cool that they made up a word.
38-year-old man says, you know, these
it.
Zoomers, their vernacular is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Did you just kill Riz by saying it's cool since you're 38?
No, I don't think so.
Isn't that proof that it's fucking not cool?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, child. I'm pulling my seniority on you. Like, shut up.
You can do that at any time on this show, evidently.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like 80.
Did you have any final thoughts before we start a new PCP poll?
I think it's great and people should watch it. Just to give Roger Ebert the glory of Shrimp. Maybe if we watch this movie more, Shrimp will give him life once again. Maybe, just maybe.
You're saying Roger Ebert's corpse should be shat on by children?
No, I'm saying the healing powers of Shrimp. I didn't say that. I said the healing powers of Shrimp.
Yes. Should we watch Top Gun twice?
Sure. I mean,
it's so funny when Will Ferrell's like, great fucking movie.
Yeah, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. I think we watched that like the day after he died. It's too bad. New PCP poll. I can't be the first to put something on. Do we want to do some sort of theme or gimmick this month?
Val Kilmer movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I don't know, Eddie. Come on.
Hold up, wait a second. Let me get ahead of everybody. Tombstone. I'm picking Tombstone.
Oh god damn it! That was what I was gonna say. God damn it.
Great fucking movie.
Okay, how about Batman Forever? That's mine.
I'm gonna pick Top Secret, which I've never seen, but it's his like film debut.
Oh
I watched it when it came out, and it was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Well, according to Google, he's in The Love Guru.
No, it's gonna win.
Please
Oh
no.
my
Please
god!
no.
Fuck you guys! Make me do some bullshit. I don't even know who Val Kilmer is. I just know he's died. Make me do
No
this.
way! No
Should have
fucking
picked
way!
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Somebody should have said Kiss Kiss
Yeah,
Bang Bang.
Kiss Kiss Bang
I guess
Bang
I do
good.
know who he is if he's in that. So what did you guys all pick?
Eggy went with
I picked
Tombstone.
Top Secret. 'cause I've never seen it.
Tombstone, Top Secret. That's with homeboy, not Liam Neeson, right?
Oh, is it?
What's his who's in Top
Tombstone.
Secret?
Yeah, not Liam Neeson.
Who's in Top Secret, E-Rich?
Val Kilmer.
Val
I
Kilmer.
don't know who else is in it.
What do you mean?
I thought it was one of those parody movies that had Leslie Nielsen in it.
No, it is. It is.
No. Or wait, it is?
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's,
fucking god, E-Rich doesn't even know what he's putting on.
It is. It is a parody movie, but he's not
Yeah.
in it.
Leslie
So
Nielsen's
what's
not in Top
No, no.
Secret.
No. Yeah,
No.
but the guys that made Airplane, I think.
It
made
is a
Top Secret.
Zucker Brothers movie.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay. I got Tombstone, Top Secret. What else?
Batman Forever.
Oh, that's right. And you guys are trying to convince me not to put on The Love Guru.
Love Guru. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna put it in because it's your fucking show. Like,
Let's see. There's Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. I did see that in theaters when I was 11. Let's go with The Love Guru. That's right.
God damn it.
No, I
didn't.
think Tombstone might win.
I did
hope
not
so.
see that
I would
coming.
gladly rewatch that.
Tombstone's fucking great.
For me, not to show the fact that I'm terminally online or anything, but Tombstone was recently in the last couple of years a big point of what am I trying to say? Conversation, because one King Cobra and his beautiful girlfriend got into an argument while she was asking too many questions about the movie instead of watching it. So Val Kilmer left a great legacy on that note.
Yes,
But-
and they broke up about a year ago, and King Cobra has relayed this story on stream about 20 times, that they were watching the movie Tombstone, and she would not stop asking, well, how does the gun work? And he got really pissed.
Oh, fucking annoying.
So, me and Eggy have been meaning to watch Tombstone out of respect for Cobra and Jessica, and maybe the fans will vote for it.
But
should just
regardless
watch
of what they vote for, we got a lot of great options. I'm sure it'll be a satisfying episode. I'm looking forward.
Yes, I'm sure I love watching Love Guru.
I do remember torrenting that when I was 13, so maybe I contributed to... I mean, that was like a super stolen movie, I believe, and that's why... Or at least that's what they say is why it failed. But it's also just
Is
very
the-
bad.
Is the Love Guru distilled shrimp?
Yeah, basically.
He looks
Oh
like he
my
would
God.
smell like shrimp.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything you want to plug this week?
Suicide Squad video, sure.
Oh,
why
shit!
not?
It's finally done?
Wait, did it actually happen?
No.
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 What is this, April Fool's Day?
Yep. We recorded this in April 1, guys. Woohoo.
I think
Thanks
that's
to
the day
magic
Val
of
Kilmer
editing. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a Val Kilmer tribute video theme.
That's right. Rest in peace, sir. So Suicide Squad
very funny.
video, what's E-Rich got going on?
Yeah, you can find me on Letterboxd at Rever1138, where I recently watched Disney shit. Zootopia last night.
Oh,
Didn't
there's a
review
part
it yet.
2.
Yeah, Zootopia 2 had some stuff at CinemaCon. Are you excited, E-Rich?
Yeah, Judy Hopps and Nick are going into therapy.
Couples
Like
therapy?
that comic.
Yeah.
Is it going to turn into some Guro impregnancy shit?
God, that would be so good. They should then somehow reference that abortion comic.
I think they will. I think that's the joke, right? There is a
God.
non-zero chance. There's a non-0% chance of them
God.
having read it, right?
God, that would be incredible.
Well, this is
I-
Disney in the 2020s, so I think the script will be written by ChatGPT. So there's a good chance it'll pick up on it.
It'll be like the lowest common denominator possible movie.
Like Inside Out 2.
Mm-hmm.
What was the
Okay,
fucking...
wait.
What was the new emotion in Inside Out 2?
Ennui,
Anxiety.
anxiety,
Oh, and ennui as well.
ennui, the weird emo guy, shyness or whatever the fuck, faggotry, sure.
Whoa! I think it's absurd to say you don't feel those emotions until you're 14. Like, really?
Yeah,
You didn't feel
exactly.
anxious as a 7-year-old ever?
I mean, the movie said so that makes sense, right?
I don't know. Inside Out 3, if they don't go full high school lesbian, they're pussies, and fuck them. They tried to do it in number 2, and they pussied out.
They did.
As a
So
man in my mid-30s, I think like half of human emotions I still haven't experienced. So maybe they could go like for Inside Out 3, just have like an autistic person and all the emotions get put out of work.
Hey, while I'm asking questions about movies, I did recently see E.T. for the first time. And are we
Yeah.
to believe that E.T., like the character, he's got to be vastly more intelligent than these children, but he just seems dumb to us because he's not,
Well-
he doesn't know Earth culture or customs or language, so he's just kind of exploring things that he doesn't understand.
No, I think even amongst the ETs, he's the stupid one because
No, but he
like,
builds.
got lost.
He uses children's toys to
Yeah, but-
build a signal that shoots out into space to let his spaceship come back to find him. He's got to be a super genius.
I don't know about that. I think maybe by
Could
the
you use a speaking
the-
spell to shoot a fucking message into space, E-Rich?
by his culture standard, if they're making fucking spaceships, maybe that's the best he can do. He can just make a transmitter while everybody else is making fucking spaceships.
Is that why they left him behind so quickly? Because he's like the runt of the litter, the stupid one, and they don't care.
It would be funny if they don't come back. Like he like goes down to the middle of the field.
Well, that's the question: is why were they so quick to abandon him, and then why would they be willing to come back? The two ideas seem to contradict each other.
They didn't notice he was gone.
That could be it.
Yeah, it's like, did we forget someone?
They should have had a Catherine O'Hara alien on the ET spacecraft who realizes that their Kevin McAllister is gone.
Yeah. So E.T. is the precursor to Home Alone. Yeah.
Any other questions about E.T. while I'm here?
Did you like E.T.?
Did you like the movie?
I think it's Spielberg's best by far so far. I'm only halfway through his filmography. I'm about to watch some Holocaust cinema. You know, maybe something will change.
So, did you like Raiders of the Lost Ark?
That is in third place.
Okay.
Yeah, behind surprisingly Empire of the Sun, number 2.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I've never heard anybody talk about that. And Always might have been one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Spielberg is a man of many talents, and some of those talents is being dog shit at making like anything that's dramatic.
But he did like Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, so I'll give him that.
Hell yeah.
Right. Hell yeah.
Did anybody miss out on a plug? Eggy, what you got going on?
Oh wait, can I plug in that I hate Carl Jobs now? Can I say that?
The guy who was suing the guy who cheated at Donkey Kong and then lied to his fans about why he was getting sued.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was a fan of his, and I thought the suit was actually because Billy Mitchell was lying about his speed running, but it turns out it was because of the defamation suit, where Jobs said that Billy Mitchell pushed Apollo Legend to unalive himself, which is
you can say
retarded.
Kill himself.
Yeah, kill himself. Yeah. So it's just a stupid, and his basis for it, I found out, is a Reddit post that has no other documents related to it. It's so stupid.
Well, can't Carl say, Judge, Your Honor, I read it on Reddit. Can't you have to sue the Redditor instead? He's the one who said it. It's actually referenced in the decision that he read it in Reddit. It's so stupid. Reddit. Yeah, I read it in Reddit. Yeah. So he ruined his reputation and his $800,000 in the hole because of Reddit. That's a pretty good story. And it's so retarded because his shtick is reporting on frauds, and he's kind of a fraud. But by the way he framed his lawsuit, was he just hoping he was gonna win? Because this is worst case scenario. I think he was hoping. Like I saw a clip where he said that actually Billy Mitchell lost every fucking case, so this time I'll win. I'll probably win. Like, it's so retarded. Yeah. But the suits before that were the frivolous suits. So this is it just irks me. So you can't accuse a guy of causing another guy's suicide anymore? What is this world coming to? Yeah, exactly. Without evidence, at least. So Weekend's plug of the week is fuck Carl Jobst. Yeah, fuck that guy. That's fair. Unless he does a video and then I go, oh, whatever. Probably not. If I owed that much money and all my fans now didn't want to support me and pay it off for me, I would probably unalive myself too. Hopefully he does by the time this comes out. Eggy, what do you want to plug?
Well, I have 8 open friend slots on Steam. I've been kind of getting back in my gamer mode lately, playing. I just completed the early access version of Hentai. You know what? Really gripping, and I'm talking about what my hand was doing anyway. So my Steam ID is @GotFlash. Just type it in all one word as it sounds. I also wanted to mention, so we were talking about how Tim and Eric, what was it, like 42nd place at the box office? Yeah. So as of last week, there was 47 charting films in the box office. All you need to do to chart is show one time in a single theater during the calendar week, and as long as you sell a ticket, it will register somewhere. For instance, the last week, the 47th out of 47 was a film called Make Me Famous. It sold $486 at one theater on a one day of the week.
Ironic name.
I don't know, maybe that film came out like 100 years ago and it's just been replaying or something. But anyhow, that's something to note in the future. That's all you need to do to chart. So maybe if you want to rent out a theater one day and put something up there, maybe you'll be able to say you charted on the box office charts once, and so something to think about.
What was the 42nd movie this week to see what the Tim and Eric of the modern day is?
So, and this did show in 10 theaters all 7 days of the week, a film called Accidental Texan by Roadside Attractions. Irwin finds himself stranded in Texas, where he's taken under the wing of a nearly bankrupt oil driller. They set off on an adventure to outwit a corrupt oil company to hit pay dirt. And that
Should I
actually did
replace
really-
The Love Guru with Accidental Texan on our list?
You say it's 40 seconds long?
It's still in theaters. It released March 8th of last year. It's been in theaters for 56 weeks.
So
I don't know why.
We said that
That's a fucking theatrical window.
we said it ranked 42nd, and Erich heard that it's 40 seconds long. Is that what happened? He thinks that we're talking about a 40-second movie. So I'm guessing we probably can't review it on the PCP if it's still in theaters, making $1,000 a week.
I'm sure it has to be streaming somewhere at this point, but let me just go double check real quick here.
Is it on New-F Movies, Accidental Texan? Because I will replace The Love Guru if it's available.
According to Google reviews, it's got 4.
There's a cam rip! There's a cam rip of it!
Accidental
The
Texan.
alternate title is Chocolate Lizards! Oh my god!
It's a 2020. Oh wait, it's a 2023.
Oh, it's only 40 seconds long! I know, it's a full movie.
Shit.
Can I read the synopsis?
Eggy did! It's 103 minutes long. If I put this on the list, it'll get 0 votes. I gotta leave The Love Guru, don't I?
Yeah, you have to leave it if you want to win. Yeah.
What if this will be our prank on the people who don't listen to the end of the show. If The Love Guru wins, we will instead watch Accidental Texan. Should we do that?
I'm down
Sure,
for it.
why
Yeah.
not? Yeah, that's fine.
It's been in theaters for 56 weeks. It's got to be good. It might be the best. That's how Minecraft could make $2 billion still. Just never take it out of theaters. Have it every single week forever.
Yeah.
We'll get there
That's
eventually,
Eggy's
yeah.
only hope to win that Minecraft bet. Okay, I guess
I
we'll
don't
see
know,
you
it's
next
going
month
pretty
with
good so far.
I'll see you next month with Accidental Texan.
Hell yeah.
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 Folks.
Wow, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right down the middle.
Wow,
Where
it's
will we
gonna
land?
be great then. It's
One
gonna
out
be
of
great.
every 2 critics loves it.
Which side of the aisle will Erich be on? Bye, folks.
No peace.
Bye.